Hey guys, welcome to the very first episode of my new LP, Platonic. I am so excited to actually start this with you all. We're kind of starting at a bit of a weird time, like quite literally a weird time, because it is only 8:30 at night, and one of our main characters here, Jensine, is taking a little snooze on her couch because she had a very long day. You can see that the toilet broke today, hasn't tended to that, and her littlest nugget, Felix, her son, is fast asleep in his crib. There's a lot going on here, so I want to give you all a little bit of a background and introduce you all to Jensine, who goes by Jane, by the way. That's actually a nickname because Jensine, from what I looked up, is a variation of Jane. It's a German variation. If that is incorrect, if my research or my Google search, if you will, was incorrect, definitely let me know. But we're going to wake up Jensine here because I want her to get her life together a little bit. Now, we might be wondering, where's the other parent? Where is dad? Did Jensine actually have Felix just kind of on her own? Is he a science baby? All those things that you kind of do in The Sims and different stories that you can tell. But no, he is not a science baby. He was conceived with a romantic partner that Jensine was with. However, they're not in the picture. They're not in the picture at all. And not necessarily... It's not necessarily a bad thing. Jensine decided to be a single parent because the dad did not want to be involved. There is no expectation that he is going to make an appearance whatsoever in this LP. I'm going to set that right now, like zero expectation. That's not going to happen. He's completely out of the picture. And she actually just moved to Evergreen Harbor. Now, she was originally from San Myshuno, and she was kind of seeking, I don't know, I guess I'll call it a hybrid between city life, but also being a little bit more suburban and rural, if that makes any sense. Like, that's how I kind of see Evergreen Harbor, is I see it as somewhat of a city, but somewhat not. So she did get this apartment here. It's a little bit of a cheapo apartment. It's not run down or anything. There's some more modern touches, but there are also just a few older touches. Like, the floors are a little bit older and worn, and I don't know. I think the most upgraded part of this apartment is really the kitchen. I think that her landlord did go ahead and renovate that prior to her moving in. But yeah, moving into this apartment, which she's only been in for maybe a couple of months, has pretty much drained her household funds. Now, I'm going to be calling her Jane or Jensine kind of like interchangeably, so just bear with me. But she is, as I said, a single mom, so she's kind of on the struggle bus a little bit with having her infant son. And she also, of course, works because she has to, but she only works part-time in retail sales, and then she's in college at the moment. She is going for a biology degree. She's going to Brightchester. She has one term under her belt where she got an A+ 4.0 GPA because she's a star, because she is a determined, persistent, gritty woman, and it just makes me very happy. But yeah, she did fantastic. However, she's run into a bit of a snag. She has class tomorrow, and she just got a call this evening that her babysitter, her regular babysitter that she had established for Felix, can't watch him anymore. I don't know, some kind of commitment came up, can't watch him anymore, and she has been completely left with no one to care for Felix while she has classes and she has work and everything. So she's sulking a little bit. She's a little bit perturbed. She tried to browse like the babysitter listings, like the nanny listings, trying to get someone in pretty much on the basis of it being an emergency because everything starts up for her tomorrow. She just finished a term. She's kicking off another one. And now she has no childcare whatsoever. This is a situation where Jane doesn't have the village behind her. You know what I mean? Takes a village. She doesn't have that at all. It's literally just her. And she's always made it work. It's never been a problem. But now it's kind of an issue, and she really doesn't want to start the term off on a bad foot by like missing her first classes, having to call out of work that evening. It is not in the cards for her. So she's really struggling. She's exhausted after a very long day of finals. Felix was a little bit fussy today. So we're going to let her go to bed. And what we'll do is we'll jump into Create a Sim so I can show you all her outfits, get to know her personality-wise a little bit more, and we could take a look at Felix as well. Here we are in Create a Sim. So right off the bat, yes, Jensine does indeed have a custom content hair. It is by A hoob? I know that's not the full name. I know it. But just so you guys know, I do get a lot of my custom content at this point off of CurseForge. It is so easy to do. This is not a plug necessarily for CurseForge, but I just want to let you know where I find most of my CC at this point. I downloaded a ton of these custom content hairs recently, and it was as simple as installing them off of CurseForge. So highly recommend. That's where I found this hair. And I really like it because it's got this clip. It looks like it's haphazardly put up, but still, I don't know, it's still really pretty. And since she's living that single mom life and running from work and school and, well, you know, taking care of her son and everything, I thought it would be appropriate. But she has a few everyday outfits. So this is number 1. Nothing custom content about her outfit at all. All of this is in-game stuff. We also have this one here, which is a little bit more, I don't know if I'd say dressed up, but a little less casual in regards to just having a sweater and leggings. So I wanted her to have a little bit more of a dressed up look. But then we also have this one here, which is, it's so cozy looking. This top and this top are both from Growing Together, which I'm obsessed with. So yeah, she's got this one too, just another kind of cozy, it almost looks like a zip-up sweater with just like a t-shirt and stuff, and her leggings as well. And now this is what she has for formal wear, which I really think is so pretty. This dress is one of my favorites, but I also love this hair again. It is a custom content hair by the same creator, actually, as her everyday hair. So she does clean up very nicely when she has to. She's also got an athletic wear outfit here. We did kind of change up the hair a little bit. I felt like having the space buns would be a bit more secure than just the clip if she was going to the gym. And now we do actually have 3 outfits for sleepwear. Now, okay, look, every human being deserves to have a little bit of lingerie, okay, to make themselves feel absolutely beautiful. I mean, you're beautiful no matter what, but there's no harm in having some lingerie. So she's got just some sleep shorts and a t-shirt, but she also has this beautiful bodysuit, and she also just has some plain undies as well in this nice blue color. I just like having some variations, you know? You never know. Like maybe the undies are more so when it's warm outside, when it's warm weather, and this is kind of like a all the time thing. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, and this is also her party wear. We did change up her hair a little tiny bit, but we kept these same jeans and just a different swatch that we had from her everyday wear. And I think that she really favors having like little jackets and just tops underneath them. I just think it really fits her. I do. And she always wears these earrings too for most things. These kind of like gold earring things. I think we have them for everyday too. Yeah, we have them for everyday too. So she favors those earrings. And then here is her swimwear, just a very simple bikini combo. For her warm weather, we do have those leggings coming back to play and a t-shirt. And then we also have this little outfit too, this little crocheted looking top from Growing Together and some shorts. And then we have that same t-shirt, but with a denim skirt instead, because why not have some mix and matching going on? And finally, we have her cold weather. We have 2 options. This is one that I would envision. I think I've mentioned this in other LPs or just when I've done creative sim videos. I always like having an outfit that your Sims would most likely wear indoors that still counts as cold weather, but then also having a outdoor looking outfit. Now, I would typically give my Sims a hat or some gloves. Not really her thing, didn't really think it was gonna fit, so I just made sure I gave her like a winter jacket instead of just this sweater. That's my thought. So indoor, outdoor. That's my idea. Now, to get to know Jane a little bit as well, now she is going to Brightchester for biology. She's a very STEM-oriented sim. She always has been. She never really had, this is very stereotypical, okay, so just bear with me, but this is a story that I've come up with for her. So she always had her nose buried in books in school. She was very, very academic, and she's always been absolutely like infatuated with science and everything STEM. So she didn't have a ton of friends when she was in high school and stuff like that. She was always studying, but it's really paid off because now she is pursuing her dream of becoming a biologist. There was just a slight bump in the road with having Felix, and now she's back in school. So she is a genius, she's a bookworm, and she is good. She also has the computer whiz aspiration because it was really the only thing that I felt was really applicable to her. I think that the programming could kind of go hand in hand. She might dabble in some engineering, you know, just some casual stuff, no big deal. But she also does have a few likes and dislikes. Now, I didn't go too deep into this because I do want a lot of them to evolve organically, but she does like hardworking Sims, high energy Sims, and romance enthusiasts, but she really, really detests egotistical Sims. Just something about them she does not enjoy. She loves affection and discussing her interests. She really likes physical intimacy, which I think she's missing a lot right now with not having a romantic partner. And she loves to tell stories, and she loves when other Sims tell stories. But she really doesn't like pranks. She's not a prankster. Really not her thing either. And then lastly, she does enjoy, at the moment, 3 activities definitively. She likes to cook. She doesn't have a super high cooking skill, but she does like to cook. She does enjoy fitness. You know, she's not a fitness enthusiast per se, but she does have a pretty high fitness skill, I would say, for someone who doesn't have like fitness ingrained into her regular routine. And then she does enjoy programming, though she does not yet have that skill. I think that it is something that's very much oriented to her. I think that she could possibly like robotics as well, but again, I want more things to kind of develop organically. Now, this is Felix, and we'll see more of him when we jump back into live mode, but I want to show you his outfits because he is just the cutest little baby I've ever seen in my whole life. So, this is Felix. He is just a little nugget. He's got some mismatched outfits. Well, number one, he's got this beautiful little birthmark right under his eye. And he's got these big kind of greenish brown eyes, which are in contrast to his mother's eyes. But I believe that this is a hair from, it's Base Game. Would you look at that? So it's a Base Game hair for infants. Now he's got this little onesie. He has a few different outfits as well. And then he's got this little outfit for every day too. He's got the little like bear paw shoes. And this whole outfit is from Growing Together as well. And then he's got this third one where I did give him a pacifier, which is custom content, just as a heads up as well. But he's got this cute little diaper and just some socks as well with bears on them. I wanted him to have a few different variations of outfits and different things like that. And I think having a few outfits with pacifiers makes sense, though of course they are custom content. So for example, if this little nugget was sitting in the high chair and he was being fed food, well, the pacifier is kind of in the way, so we'll just ignore it. But then here is his formal wear, just a dapper little gentleman, just a sweet little nugget. And he does have a few sleepwear outfits as well. This is what he's currently wearing right now. And then he's got this one with the pacifier. It's gray and it matches little gray socks. And he's got these little like Georgia peaches or oranges. I don't know what they're supposed to be, but they're really, really cute. And then last but not least, he's got this one with the sharks, because why would I not do this? Like, why would I not use the shark onesie? The little PJs, they're so cute. And now this is his party wear. He's just got these little overalls and his little shoes to match. His warm weather, he's got this little narwhal hat, which you probably saw on the thumbnail already, and this little like sunshine combo of the like little tank and the checkered shorts and everything. And lastly, he does have 2 cold weather outfits. Again, I gave him kind of an indoor one, which is this one here, and then he's got this outdoor one with the hat. And this little sweatshirt with the moon and the stars on it. So I thought that matched really nicely. And I don't remember if this, okay, I have some custom content versions of that hat, so I wasn't sure if this was custom content, but it's not. It's from Growing Together as well. So I didn't use a lot of custom content on him, but those are our Sims. And again, Dad is not in the picture at all, like literally not at all. Didn't even make him. So he does not exist. And Felix is a calm little infant as well. He is very, very calm. I completely randomized his trait when I went ahead and made him, so I lucked out big time. But these Sims like to watch the world, are less likely to cry or become angry, and don't grow tired of activities as easily as other infants. However, they are less likely to explore the world on their own. And that has been very true, I think, in just playing with Felix a little tiny bit. He's not so much cautious, because of course he doesn't have that trait, but he is very content just sitting on his playmat and playing with the same toys, like doesn't care at all. He doesn't wake up angry, but he usually wakes up kind of sad. I don't really know what that's about, but he wakes up usually pretty sad compared to angry. He doesn't get angry often. And this little guy is, he's always hungry. Actually, we're going to go look at some of his traits as well, or his quirks, because he does have a few. And being always hungry, like loving food, I believe is one of them, which is hilarious. It is 3 o'clock in the morning. Yes, you read that correctly. It is 3 o'clock in the morning, and Jensine is up doing her homework. She has class in 7 hours. Now, you might be thinking, why did you get her up so early to do homework if it's not until 7 hours? because it takes a long time for Sims to do homework, and I was nervous. But she also has to get up bright and early because the second it's appropriate to start calling people, she needs to start calling some people to see if she can get childcare. Otherwise, she's going to have to miss class. Now, she does have an idea of someone she could ask, but she's really hesitant to do it. And honestly, it's making her feel a little, and I don't use this lightly, she genuinely is like, am I a little crazy? Am I that desperate? Desperate's really the word. Am I that desperate to do this? Now, she has a neighbor who she's kind of met in passing. She's never formally introduced herself by any means. He's very, very nice. They have maybe chatted every now and then at the mailbox. He actually offered to take her trash out one day when he noticed that she was struggling with it. When she had like Felix on her back and she was trying to take all these trash bags to the trash, and he was like, I got it, don't worry. She was really grateful, but she's never introduced herself. He didn't introduce himself at all, but he seemed really nice. And she's like, well, he's almost always at home. And I don't know, he knows our landlord. Like if anything happens, I don't know, like I know who he is. She's just going through all this stuff. She's like, am I actually that desperate to ask my neighbor, who I've pretty much never met, to watch my son? Now, okay, real talk, I personally would never do this. But we love The Sims. We love a story to maybe sort of kind of evolve from something like this. So she is that desperate. She's really in a bind. She's going to try so hard to find someone on the babysitting forums to be able to come over in like kind of an emergency. But if she can't find anyone, she's going to be knocking on her neighbor's door and just praying that he doesn't think that she's lost it and that he says no and slams the door in her face. You know what I mean? That's what we're hoping he doesn't do. So look, we just got a milestone and Felix can pull himself up to stand inside of his crib. He literally just woke up, and see what I mean? He woke up sad. He's really hungry. He needs help because he's got some low motives because he's hungry. He's just, this poor little guy is not having a good morning right now. Mom is almost done with her homework, and then she's going to go ahead and start taking care of him. But hopefully she can get him to a place of being calm and happy so she can start calling all of those babysitting services and kind of get the ball rolling on that. But let's go ahead and get him up and get him fed. All right. We've got a happy boy now. He's getting fed. Everything's good. See, love being held. Amazing being. He's absolutely like enthralled by his mother. He freaking loves her. Now, I said I wanted to look at his quirks and stuff, right? So he is calm. He is a self-soother, frequently sneezes, which really just means he sneezes a lot. And he has a good appetite. He literally loves to eat. Like this kid... This kid loves to eat. He's already tried, I want to say like maybe 10 or so foods, like baby foods and stuff. I think he's tried a ton of them. He even tried a finger food, which he was a little bit uncertain of. He wasn't a huge fan of it. I think he tried like banana slices and he really didn't like it that much. But yeah, he loves food. He's got a super good appetite, which is... I don't know. It's just, she's like, oh my God, I have to keep buying food for this child. He eats so much. Like, it's not just a growth spurt anymore. He just literally loves to eat. But yeah, so, hello. Can you pick him up? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Everything's fine. We're going to change his outfit really quick, and we're going to change her outfit too. Now, between feeding him and trying to get ready for the day and all this other stuff, yeah, she wasn't able to find a babysitter, so she's about to go out on a limb, and she is going to ask her neighbor to watch her son. And this is going to be super awkward for her. Like, she literally doesn't know what to do. So she's going to go ahead and put Felix on her back really quick, just so she can talk to her neighbor without issue. Yeah, I don't know. I would be really nervous about it, but she's like, all right, buddy, I hope you like this guy. I hope he's willing to do this. Mommy feels a little bit nuts for doing this, but here we go. We're going to go ahead and ask our neighbor to watch you because mom really needs to go to class and doesn't want to fail. Hello, everyone. This is Kingston Cameron. So this is Jane's neighbor. Now, she has class in 1 hour. She's like, hi, this might be totally out of the blue, and you can completely say no, and I probably seem nuts, and I wouldn't be surprised if you literally just slam the door in my face, but I'm in a bit of a bind. You see, my son Felix here, he's about 6 months old. I have class in like an hour, and my babysitter just quit on me, and I'm really, really stuck, and I can't miss this class. I need to start this term, and he just cuts her off mid-sentence, and he's just he's just like, I can watch him. Are you more comfortable with me watching him at your place? That's where all of your stuff is. I would be happy to do that. She's like, do you know what you're doing? Like, I know this is totally wild. I wouldn't do this in any other regular circumstance. And I don't know, maybe you're like a terrible guy and I don't even know. And he just kind of chuckles to himself and he's like, I promise I'm none of those things. If you're in a bind, I'd be happy to help. She's like, this is nuts. This is just nuts. I'll introduce you to Felix though. We'll see if he kind of comes to you and if he likes you. As I kind of whip around, sorry, I'm trying to get the best angle here so she can actually do this. But she's like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, give me the little guy. Look at Felix's face. He's like, my mom's nuts. She's handing me over to a stranger. Why would she do this? And Jensine is officially going to be late to class. She's already about a couple minutes late, but she basically gave Kingston a crash course. She's like, he gets a bottle at this time. Like, he'll just kind of hang out on the playmat if that's something that you're okay. Just like watching him, just make sure that he's all right, that he's good to go. Oh, it's just, you know, it's a little much. It's a little bit much. And Kingston's like, well, what the heck did I just agree to? Like, why am I here? Why did I do this? So he is just gonna hang out with Felix. He's just like, well, okay, here I am, and I don't know what to do. Like, hey, little buddy, do you want to play with this ring? Are you good? Felix is so sad. He's so sad. It's either he misses his mom or he needs his morning nap, because he always has a nap around this time, actually, which I think Kingston is like, I don't know what to do. Like, do I just put him in his crib? She didn't tell me if I should leave him on the mat or what. So you know what? He is just going to go ahead and take a little nap on his mat instead. And Kingston is just feeling really uncomfortable, I think, being in her apartment and not, I don't know, just not feeling like he can like touch anything. He's feeling a little bit overwhelmed because now all of a sudden he just committed to like watching this infant, and he's like, why did I do this? And now I think, real talk, even though he's a little kind of panicking over it a little tiny bit, I think that he is kind of a lonely sim, to be honest with you. He doesn't really have too many friends either. Now his job, which we're going to learn a little bit more about, I think, next episode, but his job does kind of have him, oh no, coming and going a lot. But when he's home for a long time. He doesn't really have any commitments. I think he's going to repair this for her too. He's going to repair the sink for her. He's like, well, one more thing like that could, I don't know, cause this woman to melt down from what I'm realizing. So maybe I should just help out and repair the sink. But yeah, his job does kind of have him coming and going, but for certain periods of time. So he might be gone for, I don't know, a couple of weeks at a time, but then when he's home for like a couple of months, stuff like that. So he's in the middle of repairing this, and Jensine just got home from her class. And who is this? Go away. Why are there always random Sims at my door? Can everybody just go away? Oh no, and the power just went out. You see, this is what I'm talking about, the struggle. She's like, what happened? I mean, Felix seems okay. What happened? He's like, your sink broke. I thought I'd repair it really quick. And your power went out. I don't want to embarrass you, but it did go out like just now as you got home. She's like, oh no, she can't even afford to pay her bills, guys. Does she have class tonight? Or not class, does she have work? She does have work tonight. And she's gonna be like, I know I've asked a lot of you already. Can I just take a quick nap? And I have to figure out how I'm gonna pay my bills when I wake up. And I think he's feeling a little bit, I don't know, I think he's a little bit resentful now. I think he feels somewhat taken advantage of. But he's watching her sleep, which sounds odd, just bear with me. But he's watching her sleep, and he's watching Felix sleep on his little playmat, and I think his heart kind of hurts a little bit, because as you probably realize, he's a single guy just living by himself. And now, this is one thing about Kingston, is he was raised by a single parent, so like he knows this struggle, and I think that's why he was willing to help out as well. I think he noticed, like, this is difficult. I've been through this. I was raised by a single parent. I understand, like, the naps at the same time, the kind of struggling to put food on the table and have an income and balancing everything. So he's honestly just hanging out, and he's going to wait for Felix to wake up, and he's going to try to ensure that Jensine has, you know, a a pretty good nap. I think even though Felix is napping pretty well on this mat right now, I think he's going to try to transfer him over to the crib. That way, if he does wake up, he won't wake up his mom too. You know, he's trying to be really courteous right now. So he's like, hey, little buddy. Hey, it's all right. It's all right. I gotcha. Let's get you to your crib though. Let's give your mom a little bit of a break. That way, if you wake up really cranky like you are right now, you won't wake her up. I think he feels really awkward going into her bedroom, but he realizes that, you know, they're sharing this one bedroom place and that it's a little bit rough. So he changes him into his PJs and he's going to go ahead and play a lullaby and just get him back to sleep. That way Jane can have a nice little nap as well. Jane has woken up from her nap. The power, of course, is still out because she can't afford her bills. And she's like, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to figure something out. This is just a really rough time for me. It all came crashing down at once. Like, my babysitter just up and quit, and I have a new term starting, and my job doesn't pay that much, and I'm really just trying to make ends meet. And I know this isn't your problem, but I just appreciate you so much. And he's just saying, hey, look, this is kind of weird. It was honestly odd enough that you asked me to watch your son, but I don't have anything going on tonight. You know, when does your shift start? And she's really hesitant to answer, but she just says, you know, I work in 2 hours. I start at 6, but I work until 10 o'clock. You know, it's late, and Felix has to go to bed at probably around like 8 o'clock. And he just says, look, do you have, you know, like a pack and play? Do you have some kind of like crib that I could take over to my place? I've got power. I'll make some food that you can like keep in your fridge for tonight, and I'll make sure that, you know, Felix at least goes to sleep. If you're comfortable with that, you know, just think of me as your stand-in nanny and you don't have to pay me. and she kind of laughs and she says, that's really kind of you. I just don't know if I can impose, you know, I think I'll be able to call. Maybe someone can cover my shift. And he cuts her off again. He does this a lot. And he just says, no, don't even think about that. How are you going to go ahead and make sure that your bills are paid if you're not going to work your shift? You know, you got to get ahead somehow. And if I can help out for like today, you know, if you need help tomorrow or something, just let me know. I'd be happy to do it. So she's just saying, Kingston, that's really nice of you. Can I please take you up on this? And he's like, yes, you can. Let's gather up Felix. Let's get him over to my place, pack up anything you need for him, and we'll get him settled in. And here we are. We are at Kingston's place, and Jensine actually just busted out her homework for some reason, but he is just going to go ahead and lay down Felix. They've got this little like pop-up like crib thing and he had to just park it like right in his little hallway because there was nowhere else to put it. Like he doesn't have the space in his apartment, but she does have work very, very soon. I think, is she already late for work? She's working 3 minutes. So she's just like, thank you so much for doing this. Let me just say goodbye to well, hold on, can she actually do that? No, she can't, so she's just gonna go to work. Okay, never mind, she's just gonna go to work. And he's like, I got him, go for it, we'll be just fine. And she's like, he'll probably just sleep, you know, he'll probably just sleep through the night, it's okay, like it's fine. And yeah, that's pretty much it. She's just like, bye buddy, I'll see you when I get back from work. It is much later than Jane actually anticipated being out, but look who kept Felix the whole time. Kingston is like, hey, he's doing great. Here he is. I had to wake him up. You know, he was asleep, obviously, so I had to wake him up, but he's doing great. He took a bottle right before I put him down, and yeah, I'm gonna get to bed. She's like, I can't believe I imposed this much on you. Like, basically a complete stranger. Like, I can't believe I did this. I can't express my appreciation for you watching him, and just thank you so much. I promise I'm going to find something a little bit more permanent so I don't have to ask you to do this again. He's like, please, like, don't be silly. If you need help, just let me know. I'm right next door. So that's good. It's great that he handled this so well, considering. Also, if you guys are wondering, I am using the Control a Sim mod to make a lot of this possible, just putting all of that out there. So, yeah, she's going to say basically goodnight to Kingston and thank you so much for doing what you're doing. And she's going to go ahead and get Felix to bed because now he just got his sleep disrupted in the middle of the night because he had to go back home. But Kingston is just saying, seriously, if you need anything, like, don't hesitate. I'm literally right next door, and you know what? I like being neighborly, so I feel like this is going to be a regular occurrence in this LP where we just like watch Jane do homework because she's always gonna have homework. But yeah, she's up bright and early yet again, trying to get her homework done before she has class very soon in the next couple of days, but she's trying to get it done before Felix gets up so she can really focus her time on him. And fun fact, it's Winterfest today. Didn't even know it was Winterfest. I'm oblivious to my own calendar, but it is Winterfest today. So she doesn't have class. Everything's good to go. She's just trying to get ahead of her work. She wants to go ahead and make sure that Felix at least has like a present to open, since she has 77 simoleons to her name at the moment, which is really starting to freak me out just a little bit. She wants to make sure he has something to open though, and she really wants to find a way to repay Kingston for coming to her rescue like a knight in shining freaking armor yesterday. So she's got a lot to do, but I think for our first episode, we are going to leave it here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I will catch you all next episode. Bye!